Good day, good afternoon, good night. How you doing? This is MCM and you're listening to You're Probably Right. Today we are going to have a serious conversation. Well, maybe not a serious conversation, but there's going to be a serious talk happening here. Now, of course, I'm only doing the talking, but just stay tuned. Hey y'all, this is MCM, and I just wanted to say before I start off everything that this is a podcast that is for entertainment purposes only. It is not a Christian podcast, but it is a podcast by a Christian. Therefore, most of my stance will be from a Christian perspective, although chances are I won't be using scriptures in most of my episodes, but I know for sure this one is that way, at least unless something comes to my mind. Okay, so welcome to, of course my voice cracks. Doesn't matter, I'm not cutting it. Here we go. Let's keep going. Welcome to episode 171 of your Probably Right podcast. I'm MCM, and today we're getting into something that a lot of guys don't often hear. Being single for a while isn't a curse. It might actually be one of the best things you could do for your future relationship. We're talking about how spending a few years out of the dating game, like 2 to 5, can make you more valuable when you do decide to re-enter the scene. From personal development to financial stability to emotional maturity, let's explore why taking a break can set you up to be a better, more fulfilled partner. Whether you're someone who's been riding solo for a while or you know a guy who's in that spot, this one's for you. Okay. Men who have been single for an extended period of time, such as 2 to 5 years, may bring increased value to a future relationship due to several interrelated factors that contribute to personal growth and maturity. This period can serve as a transformative time that enhances various aspects of their lives, making them potentially more desirable to their partner when, of course, they find them. Firstly, extended singlehood often provides the opportunity for personal development. Without the demands of a relationship, men may have more time and energy to invest in their careers, education, or personal interests. So, maybe, how's the best way? Okay, so let's just say you were married. Whatever happened and you got a divorce, or you were in a long-term relationship, you weren't sure where it was going, so you cut it short and ended up with a lot of bitterness and regret. Or maybe it happened on the other side. Maybe your education wasn't up to snuff and you were just working a dead-end job that paid well, or maybe not so well, but with your newfound singleness, you were able to focus more and decide exactly what you want to do with your life. Maybe you're someone who your family, your parents, cultural expectations, whatever it is, had you going in a direction that you weren't sure you wanted to go, but you were well on your way going there. Or your personal interests. Maybe, you wanted to learn how to skydive. Maybe you wanted to ride a motorcycle. Maybe the person you're with wasn't with that. Or maybe you wanted to backpack around Europe. Maybe you wanted to become a missionary and the person you're with wasn't with it. And you felt the calling on your life. Maybe you wanted to spend more time reading the Word of God and learning about who you are in the family of Christ, the family of God. The focus can lead to professional advancement, new skills, and a deeper understanding of themselves. Such growth not only enriches their own lives, but also allows them to bring more to the partnership table, both intellectually and practically. Secondly, time spent alone can foster emotional maturity. Reflecting on past relationships and experiences enables an individual to learn from previous mistakes and understand their own emotional needs better, even their value. This self-awareness can lead to improved communication skills and empathy, which are critical components of a healthy relationship. Men who have taken the time to process their emotions may be better equipped to handle the complexities of a new relationship and sensitivity and understanding. Many of us have been called cold. Many of us have been told that we don't give enough emotional support. Many of us have been told we don't make enough money. Many of us have been told we're out of shape and we need to do something with ourselves to show that we have value. Now, I'm not saying you didn't have value in the first place, but it wasn't appreciated. Maybe you were fighting to do all you could do for the relationship. You were cooking, cleaning, fixing vehicles. You were helping with her education. You were going on outings or vacations. Maybe you were constantly in the gym. Maybe you were at her every beck and call. Maybe you became financially strapped because you were helping her with her finances, but her money was her money and your money was your money and her money. Thirdly, being single for a substantial period allows men to clarify their relationship goals and values because, as I said, sometimes we follow the narrative that have been placed upon us by our family, by our culture, by the culture, by social media, by media, legacy media. They may develop a clearer vision of what they seek in a partner and what they can offer in return. This intentionality can lead to more meaningful connections, as they are likely to pursue relationships that align with their long-term goals and core values because you spend some time out of the game. And I call it a game because it feels that way for most of us. The only problem is most of us feel like we're losing the game. Such clarity can reduce the likelihood of mismatched expectations and foster a stronger foundation for a lasting partnership. And I believe that it'll bring more honesty within a person. I think when you're young, a lot of the time our goals are not right. Even if our heart is in the right place, sometimes we are so fixed on getting things done and getting to our goal that sometimes that by any means necessary attitude types kind of thing creeps up inside of us, and we are not honest to our partners. Sometimes we're not honest to ourselves, and we stretch out farther in different areas just trying to fit the bill that sometimes we just frankly don't. Sometimes the examples that we've been given didn't exactly set a good example for us. So therefore, here you are, and you're alone. And I know I said, sometimes taking time out, but sometimes time took us out. Sometimes things catch up to you. You thought you were the end all be all. You thought you were a master of the universe. You thought that you were so special to her and she couldn't possibly desire another. You were delusional enough to believe that no one could love her better than you in various ways. And now, here you are. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you're alone with those kids, living a life as a single parent. Maybe she took the kids and left. Maybe you've been in a situation where no one's ever thought that they could ever have kids with you because you didn't seem like you were going to be much of a good father. Maybe you spent your time playing sports, playing video games, working and trying to amass some sort of a fortune. Maybe you did amass that fortune, but you lost it all because you decided to get into stocks and you weren't paying attention, or maybe you were into crypto or whatever, Dodge, I don't know. And things haven't panned out, and you kind of put things on the back burner, as they say, trying to become someone. And instead, you did become someone, but you became an alone individual who hasn't fulfilled their dreams of becoming a stable partner, a stable parent, a stable Christian. Maybe you've been thinking of this, that, and the other all at the same time, and therefore you've not been able to get to where you thought you'd be by now. Maybe you're just on your way. Maybe the time off where we all spent a year and a half or 2 years and a half or whatever it was for you out of circulation as far as people are concerned because you weren't sure and you didn't want to catch anything. Who knows? Furthermore, extended periods of independence can enhance self-sufficiency and confidence. Managing life's challenges on their own can build resilience and problem-solving abilities. These qualities are attractive in a partner, as they indicate reliability and the ability to contribute positively to a relationship. Independence also suggests that they are entering a relationship out of desire rather than necessity. Maybe you were in a relationship with someone who was in a relationship with you out of necessity. Maybe their biological clock was ticking and you were fine, but they push things along. Or maybe out of insecurity, you got your wife pregnant and it wasn't the right timing in your mind somehow. Because we don't decide. I mean, I know we think we decide, but we can't bring a life into this world on our own. God is sovereign. He knows exactly who will be born. But sometimes our behaviors, our attitude, our decision making puts us, even though we're at a lot lower of a level than the Almighty, we make decisions that put us in binds that don't allow other things to mature, including us. So yes, sometimes we do things out of necessity, which can lead to healthier dynamics where both partners support each other. You know, we can support our togetherness and our autonomy at some level. Men who have been single for several years may have used that time to grow, hopefully, personally, emotionally, and professionally. This growth can make them more valuable partners as they bring increased maturity, clarity of purpose, and self-reliance to a relationship. Maybe you know how to cook now and you didn't before. Maybe you realize your self-worth and now are not so insecure, knowing that you bring something to the table in various ways. While these factors are not exclusive to men and can apply to women as well, the combination of these developments can enhance the quality of future relationships that they engage in. All right, y'all. I'm going to read something. Surprise, surprise. For this next part, you might need to pause this episode and come back to it. Why? Because I want you to close your eyes and listen. Now, I I wrote this, but at the same time, I'm coming back to it fresh, which is what I like to do most of the time. I like to answer questions fresh without being prompted or prepared, so I can give as honest of an answer as possible. It's kind of like when somebody makes music and they make an amazing song just to find out that they actually subconsciously rip somebody else off. So, I mean, with all of our learning, with all of our experience, I know that it happens and we take other people's ideas. We stand on the shoulders of giants, making us appear a lot taller. But I just want you to just think about this as I'm going to read it. So hopefully you're ready. All right, here we go. So you've had enough time to pause. Or maybe you're coming back to this. Now here we go. He spent years chasing after love, like it was the last slice of pizza at a party, always hoping there'd be enough left for him. But somehow it disappeared every time he reached out for it. It was like a dream. He tried everything: romantic dinners, thoughtful gifts, listening to stories about coworkers he never met. Yet relationships slipped through his fingers like sand, leaving him wandering and wondering if he was allergic to happiness. Jealousy and control tagged along like unwanted sidekicks in the romantic escapades. They'd whisper in his ear, convincing him that a missed call was a grand conspiracy and a delayed text was grounds for an interrogation. He knew that, he knew they were trouble, but they were persuasive, turning molehills into mountains faster than he could backtrack. In his quest to be the perfect partner, he tried to please everyone, friends, family, even the barista who got his name wrong. He became a human pretzel, twisting himself into shapes that didn't suit him, only to find that in trying to make everyone happy, he made himself miserable, and everybody around him could feel it. He was like being in a play, or it was like being in a play, where he didn't know his lines, obviously. But the show went on anyway. His past partners had a knack for using him as a stepping stone. They climbed aboard his support and encouragement, reaching new heights in their lives, and then jumped off without so much as a thank you. But instead of a thank you, he got a lot of blame and a lot of reasons as to why he was going to be left alone. It was like lending someone your umbrella as they walked off with it just as it starts pouring on you, like Wile E. Coyote. They demanded his time as if they had a monopoly on his clock. Yet when he needed a moment of theirs, they were suddenly busier than a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. It was a one-way street with traffic flowing against him, and no amount of honking would clear the path. Intimacy was dangled before him like a carrot stick, and he chased it faithfully, not realizing the distance only grew the more he pursued and jumped. He was the donkey in the scenario, always hoping that just one more step would get him the prize. Spoiler alert, he didn't. The game was rigged. But hope kept playing. Hope kept playing him. Now he's older, a bit slower, like a vintage car that doesn't accelerate like it used to, but still has charm. Wisdom has crept in where youthfulness or youthful ignorance once resided. He learned that not all that glitters is gold, and sometimes fool's gold is just pyrite. Pretty to look at, but worthless in value. He's starting to question if the whole song and dance is worth the effort. Being alone is less like a deserted island and more like a peaceful meadow. You can pick out your path. You can choose to stop or go fast. You see an area of a nice, calm spring. You can step off to the side and take a swim. Serene, but occasionally lonely, of course. The future doesn't seem as bright without someone to share it with, but at least the present is free from the chaos that used to tie his stomach in knots. Wondering sometimes when he looks back why he was in the situations that he was in, why he was with the person that he was with, why he desired to be with someone who really and truly didn't want him around, although they might have wanted the perks of being with him for whatever reason, be it financial, maybe just help in various ways. Yet, here he is, remembering those times of once bitten, twice shy. Remembering those times when he was bored out of his skull, yet he just kept chugging along. Doing, fixing, with all kinds of fervor, pain, and struggle. Deep down in his heart, knowing that there'll be no thank you. And if there is a thank you, it won't be heartfelt. It will just be something that needs to be said with nothing behind it. And everything to hope for in nothing that was going to be coming. Yet solitude isn't exactly the dream he had in mind. It's like watching a comedy show with no one to laugh with. It's funny. But the more laughing together we do, the more things seem to be more funny. Yes, no one to laugh with. The punchlines don't hit the same. He misses the shared smiles over morning coffee and the comfort of another's presence in his bed. Not because of any perverted reason or sexual reason, but just the fact of knowing that when you lying there in your bed and you feel a little nudge beside you, or knowing that when you roll over to the other side of the bed, there's someone over there who loves you. Even if it came with strings attached. So here he stands at the crossroads, weighing his options like a shopper comparing prices. What is it worth to me? He wonders. Am I where I need to be? He ponders. On one hand, there's the safety of solitude, no one to scream down your neck about what you didn't do right, or asking you nonsensical questions like, does this dress make me look fat? Or why were you looking at her like that? Oh, you're polite to her, but when you talk to me, you treat me like I'm nothing. Thank you for the gift, but I kind of wanted the other one. On the other hand, the risk of reopening old wounds for the chance at genuine connection and love. Maybe, just maybe, the next chapter won't be a repeat of the past. After all, as they say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. and perhaps his time is yet to come. Men who have been, sorry guys, that's it. Men have been out of circulation for say 2 to 5 years. And I'm just picking 2 to 5 years. It's just, how I looked at it for whatever reason. There's so many things you can gain, right? Personal development. Time alone can allow individuals to focus on self-improvement, pursue education, advance your career without worrying about letting someone down because you can't go on vacation because you switched your job and the job that you now have doesn't pay as much or have as much perks, or developing new skills and hobbies. This personal growth can make them more well-rounded and confident. Emotional maturity. Extended periods of being single can provide opportunities for self-reflection, emotional healing from past relationships so you're not bitter. This can lead to greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence, as they say. Financial stability. Without the responsibilities or expenses that can come with relationships, some men might achieve greater financial independence, which can be seen, of course, as positive for many suitors. Clarity in relationship goals. Time away from dating can help men understand that they truly want, or what they truly want in a partner and a relationship, making them more intentional and committed when they do decide to pursue one. Not to mention, it'll probably be a lot more intense because, not to say that you wasted time, but time was spent regardless. Independence and self-sufficiency. Being comfortable alone often indicates a healthy level of independence, suggesting that they are not seeking a relationship out of neediness or loneliness, but are open to one that enhances their life and they can enhance someone else's life. Reduced baggage. A breakup from a relationship can mean fewer unresolved issues or lingering attachments from past partnerships, leading to healthier future relationships. Instead of going in and out of relationships, some time away can let old wounds heal, and meanwhile not getting new ones, just taking a break. Stronger social network, maybe. Time spent single might be invested in building new friendships, maybe at your church or community ties, which can enrich their lives and the lives of the future partner. Maybe there's someone that's had their eye on you. Resilience and adaptability. Navigating life independently can build resilience and problem-solving skills, valuable traits in any relationship. But most importantly, hopefully, you've taken the time to seek God. Same God of the 66 books of the Bible. Maybe you've read the Bible more. Maybe you've learned more of why Jesus is who he is. Maybe God means something real to you now, whereas before you were just following along. There's so much that I'm hoping, if you are now thinking of getting into a new relationship and you want to be married, maybe you want to have children, hopefully you can make a better effort to care, a better effort to love, a better effort to be honest and true, a better effort to nurture emotionally the one you would love. Anyhow, y'all, I'm going to cut it right here, right at 35 minutes. I appreciate you joining me again. This is You're Probably Right podcast, and I'm your host, MCM. I hope I said a lot in this 35 minutes that will make you think that being alone isn't always horrible. It doesn't always have to be a waste of time. Anyhow, till next time, peace out. Hey, come check out You Probably Right podcast. Society is getting more unpredictable every day, but at the same time, predictable in its unpredictability. Say that 4 times real fast. Come with me as I attempt to find clarity in all the fog while staying way outside the box and kicking the box way down the road with my size 12 docs. I use the Bible, experience, education, fortune, misfortune, life's lessons, life's mistakes to sort through all the mess. I talk about news, God, God, self-help, sports, sickness, health, music, parenting, love, humbleness, hurt, pain, joy, and all the things that might make you say, I never thought of it that way. Hopefully, anyway. Also, I take a stab at answering tough and not so tough questions, and all the while understand that, listen, sometimes you end up in the hot seat and there's no thermostat. Well, that's how it is here. And because there's no topic, very few topics off the table, Torontonians will understand that Doug Ford reference there. Hopefully the podcast will be helpful and uplifting. And hey, maybe you'll find your own private Idaho here somewhere. Hope to see you soon.